Hi, and welcome to Captain Morgan's Wargames YouTube video. This video is a review of a game I had on Monday, a couple weeks back, and the tournament we went to on the 21st, 22nd of April. Been busy since, lots of things happened, so I haven't been able to post that review before then. Well, the Monday game, I was playing AdMac. It was Ascension and Dawn or Deployment. With Ascension, it's an objective marker in the middle of a map, and he was 18 inches away from that, and 12 inches away from each deployment zone. One of the objectives was in cover, the other two were in the open, just the way the map and terrain was. So it didn't really suit my Eldar list, and suited the AdMac list a little bit better. So, and the Tourney War suits other armies better than it does Eldar too. And I was taking a niche list similar to the one I was taking to a tournament. It was the only practice game I was going to get in before the tournament. Well, deployment was brilliant. He spread all his army across the board. He had over 30 rangers, which was the screen, and everything else was in the centre of the board. I deployed in one corner. I limited him to one way sight of a wave serpent, and that's all we could see of the models on the board. And before first turn, I infiltrated my I did my scouts appear unbidden, put them into a piece of scenery, and then turn one started. He had turn one, I couldn't see, and he took the wave serpent he could see out, and took a couple of rangers. Didn't do much else. It was a pretty good solid turn for me. He scored first blood, and that was it. And he moved up towards one objective in the centre and the other objective on the far side of the board. My turn one, moved my Autarch and Parseer up, got them within range of the hidden objective, hiding behind this big building, bastion and bulwark, and they were quite safe. Scored a point, took a few wounds off call, 3 mortal wounds from the rangers, and took one on a go down to 9 wounds, and that was it. His turn 2, moved up, got the other 2 objectives, and wiped out the rangers and put a few whole points on the other way, so wounds off the other serpent, not much, and scored 2 points for the 2 objectives that he managed to secure that turn. This turn it was 3-2, and I moved into my turn 2. Knowing that he would eventually outscore me on objectives, it left me little choice but to bring my Scapat Trace Knight, Spirit Seer and Fire Dragons and the Scorpions down and sit towards the centre of the board to kill and contest those objectives. Did some real damage, took out another set of rangers, took one honour go down to its lowest level, a second honour goes down to its second level, and did some damage. But on the charge, well, I had to charge, I needed to charge to get into contact to limit what the firepower that I knew would be coming that turn. But every single charge I made with those units, I rolled a 3. Not even worth spending command point to re-roll. I wouldn't have got anywhere near it. So I was left left hanging in the wind, as they say. And sure enough, his turn 3, concentrated firepower on the knight, killed it. Took out one fire dragon and took out half a squad of scorpions. But that was it. My turn 3, and this time he was scored 6 points. My turn 2, that was turn 3, I only shot Aldred off the other objective. No, tried to shoot Aldred off the other objective and left him with one whole point with his infiltrators that came in and failed their charges. I moved my alt up across to the centre of the board to contest, try and get to the other objective in the centre of the board. Spirit Seer was moved up, going towards the other objective. The Fire Dragons moved towards the other objective along with the Spirit Seer. Wraithguard got out of the way. Serpent took out the some Rangers there and put 4 wounds on a Iron Strider. And that turn ended 6-6. Turn 4, he took out Aldred with the infiltrators, and he took the rest of the scorpions out. He killed the Autarch for Slave Warlord and had the Spirit Seer down to 1. My Die Avengers moved, shot the infiltrators and took the objective in hiding. Fire Dragons I moved, surrounded his character and everything on the furthest objective, but the Spirit Seer went down in CC to an Omega. I thought I would be outnumbering more on the objective, but Ascension characters get objects secured, so he had it, unfortunately, and at the end of that it was 9 points to 7. Went into his turn 5, he left me with 2 Die Avengers and 3 Fire Dragons. So at my turn 5, we looked at the board, looked at the time, it was getting pretty late, and we called it, and and he was 15-7 up at that time, which wasn't too bad. But Saturday 21st, me and my friend in the doubles tournament went playing Alder. We were playing highly CC elites, and I had a drafe night with ball and salt, and the HQs of course to fill the slots out. First game was against Flesh Hounds and a Bloodthirster and 90 odd Orcs. We just didn't have the firepower to deal with that type of list, and good match, lovely match. The knight took out the Bloodthirster, and we took out Karanak and some Orcs and some Hounds as well, but it went 3 turns and we were 15-7 down at the end of it. Second game we were playing cultists, Nurgle, and Nurgle demons. We had more themes, Demon Prince, Blight Drones, I think, Blight things, and those. We just didn't, again, no firepower to get through the screens, and board was was one of the, not the best board terrain wise, and we didn't get the end we really wanted. But went 4 turns and ended up 16-9 loss. It was a brilliant game, but just one of those things. Then our third game, last game on the Saturday, we were playing a Drukhari, Berserker, Juggernaut doubles, and it was Relic. We got the table quarters one, and with a little bit of trickery, because beta rules weren't in, we managed to put the Scorpions on the objective and quicken them out in that phase, and that helped. The knight just charged into the Berserkers and Juggernauts. The hope was that he would fall for it and tie himself up, which he did, and coming to the latter round 3, and end of our turn 3, we lost the Scorpions, but we got the Spirits here, and he was only on 1 wound, and we put him behind the Wave Serpents, moved the Wave Serpents in as like a shield, and then Banshees in front of them, and the Bowrat, they managed to remove them. They didn't get the Relic, and we ended up winning that match 10-8. Again, a good game. They weren't happy, but because it was another loss for them, and it was another close loss, and they didn't like it much at all. Fourth game, probably game of the tournament for me, in terms of how friendly the opponent was, and we gave him the sportsmanship award. We could have gone to the players in turn 1, but we felt that was our best overall. close match, hinged on our last turn, and just a mistake forgetting what where their deployment zone actually was, thinking it was hammer and anvil, and actually it was a front line assault, which is a Diablo. So I moved my knight opposite way I should have. Had I moved into his repulsor, tied up his repulsor, we would have been contesting the objective, scoring objective, and had line breaker. We lost it 21-18, but it would have been 20-18 to us had I done that and not made that mistake. So we were slightly disappointed, but happy. Last game, we were playing probably our worst matchup we could ever imagine. Guard, tanks, and some marines, and lots of firepower. And we got a guy had one of the guys had special needs and was talking a lot. And we were trying to concentrate on what they were doing and what did what, and they blew the knight off table turn 1. And me and my partner looked at each other and we discussed, and we conceded at that point. We didn't really have anything to affect them after the night had gone, plus it was very draining. He was a nice enough lad, don't get me wrong, but we just couldn't put up with the constant chatter and try and concentrate on what we were doing and what they were doing. It was just too draining, so we conceded and lost that game. Overall, we were happy because most of the games, apart from that last one, we were in with a chance of winning until the last round, and that's the replay, and that was pretty pleasing. We had 2 games go to turn 3, 1 to turn 4, 1 to turn 5, and the last one we conceded turn 1. So, but overall, time wise, what we found was with the hordes having to do everything they did, and we were using off-way for the extra fuel they paid, that was time consuming. But overall, I was pleased. We didn't get to test the beta rules, and considering we put the army together 2 weeks before the deadline, and we hadn't play tested it, and we had no games practice, we were happy with how we performed at the tournament. We had set out thinking that we'd probably lose every single game because of the fact we hadn't played enough or play tested the list or anything. So to come away with a win, could have had 2 wins. We were happy, especially with an army that was CC based and really niche. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.